Oh yes, we are live. How's everybody doing, legends? I've got a special guest today. 𝗤𝗫 is with me today. I'm going to start off with my technical analysis. We'll go through the comment section and then we'll kick off with 𝗤𝗫 is going to give us a little bit of his opinion and some interesting news that is going on here in the crypto space. We got a bit of volatility very locally, as you can see on the 4-hourly, 1-hourly time frame. There's not much going on. We got a nice little rally today in between yesterday and today after this dump. I want to talk about some different levels and scenarios that could happen on the chart, okay? And we'll be analyzing what could be the best trading opportunities. Let me see if we are live. Yes, we are live right now. Let's see if the audio is good. Just doing a test here. How's everybody doing? Make sure to destroy that like button on your way in, guys. Smash it up because I've got a good one for you today. Are we going to correct from this zone? We are hitting some resistance. We got a pretty nice rally today. I actually got stopped out today already on a short attempt, and it looks like that we're probably going to start rolling here to the downside ever so slightly, but I'm going to explain where are the levels of interest for the next long opportunity and the levels of interest for the next shorting opportunity. Now let's go right away through the 1-hourly time frame and analyze a little bit of this structure. It looks very messy. It doesn't look like that, you know, the price, is it going to roll down from here, or are we going to get a pump, sweep up the highs from the last few days, even get an extended pump? Now, this is what we need to realize. What are the strongest levels of resistance that we do have above us? Is this going to be a complex correction where we do have a one wave over here, the second wave, and now we're going to get another wave up? The best level where we do have big major resistance, that is if we do pump a few $1,000s to the upside. Now, we are still in bearish trend, right? We are still rolling to the downside. Very bearish market structure. No signs of strength just yet. So the resistance levels, the strongest resistance levels, we should take them into consideration for a possible shorting opportunity. Now, if we do take a look here at the fixed volume profile, looking at the volume profile right over here, we can see that we are hitting the value area high of this range that we were trading on here throughout the last few days. As you can see, value area low, we do get supported here yesterday after sweeping up this low. And now we are at value area high from this range since the 9th of March, right? We had this range forming here for the last few days. Value area low, support, value area high, resistance. Are we going to manage to break through the value area high and sweep up the liquidity above $84,500? Can we consider that a liquidity grab and then the price starts rejecting? It is definitely possible. We know that we like liquidity grabs, just like this one, the low here from yesterday. We swept the liquidity and now we're getting this rally today of a few $1,000s. So could we manage to just squeeze out here and reject from the highs? That is a major level that I would be looking for a short position. And if we do reject, so we need that rejection for me to get in, put stop loss above the fake out, and then look for that pretty strong pullback, potentially sweeping up the lows of yesterday and maybe even coming back down to $76,000 range. I want to know in the comment section, do you think that the low is in for Bitcoin, or we are just having a dead cat bounce and we're going to roll over to test $76,000 to break it, or maybe create another swing failure pattern? Now, this is an interesting zone, of course, because we are at support. Every time that we come to the lows, we can see here we did get a nice reaction. We got a little bit of a local double bottom and then a bounce. So if we do come down to $76,000, will we break it successfully and go to much lower levels, or create again a kind of a liquidity grab and then get a decent bounce? So let's talk about the next level of resistance. We're going to keep it a little bit simple in this live stream. I'm usually very technical with Elliott wave theory, but a lot of people saying, hey, chill out with the Elliott wave theory. Let's talk about resistance and support, a little bit more basic technical analysis, so people can understand it a little bit better. So if we do break out from the highs at $84,600, right, we do not create a swing failure pattern. We're going to talk about the levels of support here as well, guys, because we could form a higher low and then attempt to go to higher levels above $84,500. I do think that a higher low could be on the formation after this correction. Okay, so we need to talk about the levels where the price could bounce here on the price of Bitcoin. But what if we do break out from here, right? The liquidity grab of the local highs of the last few days, 84.5. Could we get that swing failure pattern? Very much possible. I would be interested in shorting this level if we do get up there. But if we break out successfully, we maintain above this high, I am not shorting till we actually get to another level of resistance. And that is taking a look at the volume profile, the VRVP. If we do take a look at the volume profile, we can see here how this massive cluster of volume, right, is basically the resistance, right? We can see that massive amount of resistance right over here. So if we do break out successfully from the local highs of the last few days of $84,500, the next big high volume node is right over here. This consolidation. This is a very interesting level where the price could definitely reject. And eventually what we want to see is the price action attempting to break out above that consolidation lower highs that we had from the previous weekend, right? It's a classic liquidity grab zone. You got that big high volume node. So if the price does manage, between today, tomorrow, or the next coming days, okay, if we do manage to break out from this zone, I will be treating this as still a possible corrective structure. I mean, I don't know if we're going to snap out of this zone and pump to $90,000 plus. However, I do know the resistance levels and how the price needs to react to take that short position. So level number one here would be the local highs, 84.5. If we do swing failure pattern, enter, I'm getting the stop loss above the high and looking for that decent pullback. If we break out successfully, the lower highs from the previous weekend is going to be looking very interesting as we do have that high volume node on the volume profile. So this would be a zone where I would be speculating on that ABC or WXY and look for the swing failure pattern, test those highs. As soon as the highs is tested and rejected, that is where I want to enter the trade, looking for this to be a potential local top and have the price action coming down to lower levels, right? Keeping it simple today for the viewers on major levels of resistance and support. Okay, so the two levels of resistance have been mentioned right over here, okay, the most important ones, the highs of the last few days and this zone right over here at $86,500, right, approximately around about this area that could be a rejection point. Now the price has moved up. I'm going to do a little bit of basic Elliott wave theory where this rally to the upside, which has been very difficult. I already attempted a short position. We did have the news. We did have Michigan consumer sentiment just in the last 15 minutes. New York Open, of course, as well. We can see that movement here to the upside. I can see this as a 5-wave move to the upside, okay? You're looking at this as your first initial wave yesterday when we formed this low. Your wave 2, little correction, higher low consolidation. This movement here on your wave 3. Wave 4 right over here, as you can see, sideways momentum, and then this next leg to the upside. We were hitting the previous day point of control. I was looking for local double tops, looking for this area to actually maintain as resistance. And I did get into a local double top here on a short. I have no trades open at the moment. The last few days have been pretty good in trading. Today, this was the short. I missed out longing yesterday. I was looking for a short today. Got stopped out with very good risk management. We were just grinding here to the upside. Previous day point of control was the level that I was looking at. We did get a reaction here, attempted a local double top, but the price continued to the upside. So locally, not in any short, even though I do think that the price is potentially going to correct down to at least today's point of control, these higher lows right over here. It does make sense for the price to actually already to start a major pullback down of a couple of $1,000, get below 61,700 would be my kind of first target zone. Anybody that managed to short here in this area, I do think that the price will pull back down, to around about this zone at a bare minimum. Okay, that would be a good pullback zone. This is the zone that I would be interested in looking for long positions. Of course, the price needs to move down. We need to get a little bounce. We need to move down here in a 3-wave structure. We've got today's high volume node, these higher lows, which would be the wave 4, very classic for a range to maintain support right over here and potentially look for the bounce. Of course, if we are going to continue to waterfall, then there's no longs to be taken, right? If the price is just going to come down to that level, right, and just break through it, I'm not interested in taking the long. I really need to see that price action to form the waves and get the reaction at this zone, and then start thinking about the long position and the potential reversal. If we come down very fast to the zone, then down we go back to the lows. So not much more here based on the local time frame. I mean, this is the interesting level of resistance. I did have an attempt today in shorting. However, there was a problem with today's price action. I mean, for someone like me that manages risk very, very well and looks to get into the highest level possible and have, you know, pretty decent stop losses where I can lose very small percentage of my capital, it was very, very difficult. And I was letting the people in the Legends trading community how, you know, this uptrend that we were forming was formed by consistent bullish CVD divergence, meaning that there were a lot of people trying to short the market on this uptrend. So we were forming those consistent lower lows on the CVD, as you can see right over here, as we were forming higher lows in the price action. And that's only going to bring you a strong uptrend. So very, very complex. The only attempts were local double tops. And of course, I got stopped out already on this attempt. Saw the price action breaking through with consistent bullish CVD divergence. So not only me, I was interested in shorting the market. There were too many people trying to short this uptrend right over here. And of course, the price action just continued to pump several $100s, right, as we were forming those higher lows. So this is why this zone was very difficult. I was very much aware that this fifth wave had to come to an end stage, okay? And as we were hitting the previous day point of control and the value area high of this entire trading zone as well, okay? We were hitting the previous day, the value area high of this entire trading zone. Let's see if this does load. We're having some connection issues right now. Yeah, connection is not working. Let me just double check here that we are still live. Right, there we go. There we go. We got it. All right, so yeah, basically hitting resistance here, looking at the micro counts on the lower time frame, realizing that yes, we are very likely going to finish this fifth wave and we are going to get a correction. So I was looking for shorts today, however, got stopped out of the short position. And we just had the news event 20 minutes ago that triggered this corrective move to the downside. So missed out today on the short position, but I was interested in the shorts regardless. It was a level to start thinking of short positions, of course, as we do extend in 5 waves here, hitting the value area high of this entire trading zone. So it was a difficult day, I have to say. Difficult day for people that are very, very tight with their stop losses and managing risk to detect the top situation here. And now we are pulling back ever so slightly. So next level of interest, right? There's opportunities every single day. There's a few opportunities every single day for the day traders. What I would be interested right now is speculating to see if we can get a bounce and form a 3-wave structure, form bullish CVD divergence from this pivot low. Okay, so we want to see those CVDs still maintaining to collapse, as you can see in the blue. This is the rest of exchanges. Form those lower lows, higher lows here since the low of yesterday, and look for these lows to maintain as support. That's today's point of control. We do have a high volume node right over here, as you can see, looking at the fixed volume profile. So it does make sense that this high volume node from the last few days, which is sweeping up this higher low right there, which is the 4th wave, it's a classic zone where the price usually finds support and gets a bounce. Of course, will this bounce manage to break out and test out $84,500? I strongly believe so. And the main reason why is because we have only formed one wave throughout yesterday's lows. All right. Remember when we talk about the market moves in 3 waves or in 5 waves. And for the moment, we've got only 1 wave to the upside from yesterday's lows, which does make sense to find a higher low support structure and form the next wave to the upside, right? At least a 3-wave move up, or maybe even a 5-wave move up here throughout the next coming days. So levels of interest, we might come down to this zone. We'll be analyzing very carefully the bullish CVD divergence here, all right, coming into this point of control of the range of the last few days. And yeah, let's see if we do come down there. That is the local range that I'm looking at. If we break through, I'm not interested. If we do come up, looking for a possible swing failure pattern of the highs, we need to be very, very careful with these local highs. I actually prefer the price action to finally break out from this area. And then this is the consolidation that we want to take a look at, okay? I'm going to take a look at the comment section. How is everybody doing? I'm here with 𝗤𝗫. I want to let 𝗤𝗫 also take over on the stream and give his opinion on Bitcoin and the rest of the market. CVDs against that pivot though. Yeah, we had massive bullish CVD divergence throughout this entire uptrend of today, meaning that the highs are going to be taken. So very, very choppy, very strong local uptrend with slight higher lows. Very hard to detect the top here based on the bullish local CVD divergence. Okay, this is some days it happens, right? Where you have the people wanting to short all of this uptrend. And of course, the people that are managing risk just getting stopped out, right? Very, very choppy. And then finally getting this initial pullback. I'm really not interested at the moment on any trading setups. Like I mentioned, my level of interest here is the point of control beneath this low to speculate that we could form a corrective move now throughout the next couple of hours and then possibly get a leg up to sweep up the highs from the last few days, right? That's the overall target zone and the potential move that I would be looking at here, looking at the price of Bitcoin. All right, 𝗤𝗫, I want to know a little bit what's your sentiment. However, I'm just going to go quickly through the comment section. I can see Daniel, hello to everybody. Pac-Man here, got my moderators giving power and love. Thank you very much for joining. Daniel Singleton, afternoon, my man. How are you doing? Make sure to destroy the like button, guys, because I got a special guest here today, and he's going to be talking about many different things. His opinion, of course, he is also in crypto, analyzing the market every single day and the news, and he's here to share his opinion, of course. 𝗤𝗫, how are you doing?
Doing fantastic. Thanks for having me on the channel again. I'm just hope to provide as much value as possible. I trade perhaps a little bit differently than you in terms of not using Elliott wave resistance levels, looking at volume as well. But the funny thing is, you notice that over time, these strategies just coincide, and we eventually end up looking at the exact same levels for either longs or shorts. So I found that very interesting.
Yes, exactly. I mean, I get very, very technical with Elliott wave theory, and but sometimes the basics, sometimes you need to go back to the basics because that is where, you know, easy to read and just follow the price action basically, right? So let me know if you do have any decent things that you want to talk about. I mean, share your knowledge on the charts on Bitcoin and give us some news that you do see and what is your general opinion on the market. So I'm just going to leave it to you right now for the viewers to check the news basically and what you got to here to share on today's live stream.
Yeah, 100%. Maybe I can just go to my charts. This is the first one that I was looking at, and you guys will notice that I talked about this one in today's video as well, as I'm part of the Bitcoin Census team. But essentially, we went over this the last live stream, but these were the key levels that I was looking at. And for me personally, if I was looking for a long, because I'm not necessarily trading the 5 to 15 minute to even hourly timeframes, I would want to see a reclaim of the 200-day moving average first. You know, historically in bull markets, Bitcoin does hold this level as support, and the fact that we're starting to see a little bit of resistance at this level is not necessarily favorable for longs, in my opinion. Now, something that coincides with that, which I'm sure Andy was going to talk about today, was also the liquidation levels. There's a ton of liquidity right around, I believe it's over $90,000. like billions of dollars versus the shorts are a lot less. So versus the longs are a lot less from lower levels, which is very, very interesting to see. So basically, the more that we go through these levels, the more confidence I would have in actually longing Bitcoin. The second level that I'm looking at is around this 86.5 to 87.5K zone, which is marked in orange on the chart. Now, the reason being is because this is the initial zone where we were finally able to hold a little bit as support before we could move higher in between the core range, which is between 91.8K and 106K, as you can see. And then, of course, most of the confidence for me to, the saying long your longs would be right around the 91.8K level. If we reclaim this level and hold it as support, I would be extremely bullish at this point in time. So in my opinion, if you're accumulating spot, it makes no sense to, catch falling knives, as they say. You'd likely want to see Bitcoin reclaim some of these key levels before you actually continue to accumulate. And this will likely, of course, impact the altcoin market as well.
Very, very cool. Yeah, I'm not a moving average guy. I'm usually, trading the lower time frame. So without a doubt, this is more of a higher time frame perspective that you do have here, looking at the 200 daily moving average, where if you do get above it, then eventually you are looking at to flip as support if you get a solid daily candle breaking above that level. So yeah, absolutely. I mean, and me as a day trader, I realize when there's a sign of strength or a sign of weakness on the day on the lower time frame. So this would make total sense on the higher time frame, that if we break above this zone very solidly, then we can possibly start thinking of a reversal without a doubt. I'm not sure if you do have some interesting news that you do want to talk about as well, Mattia.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, also just something to point out, which was interesting, talking about our confluence levels. I think it was right around here where you pointed out that there was a lot of support on the chart. We were looking at the lower time frame, so it definitely coincides with these levels. Spot ETFs, look, normally what you want to see with these Bitcoin spot ETFs, it's retail accumulating through the ETFs, is a huge drop usually marks some kind of reversal. But unfortunately, what we're seeing now is it's not the case. You would think that over here we saw about $13 million in inflows, and then the next day we saw some outflows. So unfortunately, it's not looking like we're about to reverse course. And I think that there's much larger things at play here, and it's likely to do with Trump and everything that he's been doing. First of all, we got the tariffs. He's just been throwing tariffs left, right, and center. I mean, this was yesterday. He basically spoke about putting 200% tariffs on all wines, champagnes, and alcoholic products coming from the EU if they don't cancel their 50% tariffs on whiskey. And this is just one tariff amongst many. One tariff amongst many. And what I think will actually happen, this is an overly simplistic way to look at it, but you can see that after Inauguration Day, how the S&P 500 uptrended with Obama, with Biden, and with Trump. Now, Trump is a businessman at heart, so I don't think that this is a long-term thing. I do think that we will start to see something like this. And obviously, a lot of you might wonder, why am I even looking at the S&P 500? But the reality is, if the S&P 500 nukes, so will Bitcoin, so will the rest of the crypto market. We can try to say that it's this safe haven, this gold of the 21st century, which I do believe it is, and it will establish itself in, say, the next 10, 20 years. But for now, it's just not the case. And speaking of which, perhaps we could pull up the... Could I use this chart?
Absolutely.
So just pull up the gold chart. Where is it?
The gold one?
Yeah. Okay. For some reason, when I searched GLT last time, yeah, that's fine. So what we're seeing with gold, obviously we had a little bit of correction here on the 15-minute time frame, but we did put in a new all-time high right around 3K, which overall signals to investors that we are headed into a bit more of a risk-off environment. People are looking for gold for that safe haven play, which it's been for a very long time now. And as I said, I think Bitcoin will eventually become that, but for now it's it's still a very risky asset. So we can't ignore this. There'll be a lot of analysts that'll say, look, Bitcoin will follow exactly what gold is doing. But with these kind of economic environments, I don't think that it's necessarily the case. And I also look forward to coming on the channel one day when I could be a little bit more bullish long term. Unfortunately, even the last live stream that I joined, I was a little bit more bearish. And the reality is I've actually been shorting since around 106K, since we had that massive wick above the range, basically forming a double top. And so that's kind of what I wanted to look at. Something else that was interesting. Hold up.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. But yeah, so essentially I think that gold is signaling risk off, but there is a lot of positive things in the medium to long term, which is what I tried to say here on my channel as well. The thing is, we are seeing adoption grow at a faster rate than ever. And we can't ignore that. I mean, I have here on my phone a list of things that essentially would suggest that we are seeing more and more adoption. First of all of the lawsuits from the SEC closing down, they're no longer suing. Now, we also have the fact that the White House came out and said that the US government wants to buy as much Bitcoin as possible. Now, that's a direct quote. If you don't think that this is at least bullish in the medium to long term, I don't know what you're thinking. But what's also showing me weakness in the short term is the fact that this kind of news can't actually pump the market sustainably, which is unfortunate because usually you get this kind of news and we pump immediately. But right now we're just seeing a lot of weakness and a lot of market uncertainty because of the tariffs. Also, we're seeing one moment here. Also, we have crypto.com that got its license in the UAE. More and more crypto companies are getting their licenses, across the world. More bullishness, more building from all crypto companies. And something else that doesn't even pump the market anymore as well, I just want to share this with you, was that Trump said he supposedly had a very productive conversation with Putin yesterday, expressing optimism that the war could finally end. Now, if this were to happen and there was some kind of official statement, official ceasefire, I would expect to see at least some short-term pumpage on Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto market. But I'm not sure. What are your thoughts, Andy?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to go too much into politics. I'm a very TA guy. I kind of stay away and kind of, don't understand it at the end where, my theory on if the war ends, of course, we need to see a massive catalyst and money printer going on as well. There's an interesting chart that I want to talk about as well, where we do have the global liquidity, which has been going down throughout the last few years with interest rates going up. And I just do see a massive reversal happening. This in the yellow right over here is the global liquidity. And of course, if the money printer goes on, without a doubt, we would see, stock market and, cryptocurrency space going back on track, right? In the supposed bull run, because if you do take a look at many altcoins, the altcoins, a lot of them haven't had a bull run, right? Basically, if we do get that money printer going on again, which I do think is, we are on the verge of that happening. But as we discussed as well throughout the last few days, there has to be a bad event. There has to be a stock market crash. There has to be kind of a recession confirmation on media that to get that money printer going on. Of course, short-term event would be getting a devastating correction, just like we did see here back on the C19 crash in 2020, where we saw the crash first and then the money printer going on. So I think that is possibly what could be happening as well in the next coming months. So see some kind of bad event, a confirmation of a short-term recession to get that money printer going on like we had in 2020, right? Which was trillions of dollars being printed. And then obviously all of our assets, going to much higher levels and making us all rich. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if you have some more news that you want to share, guys. Anyway, if you do not know who Crypto by 𝗵𝗫 is, make sure to go and check him out. He's in the pinned comment, guys. He shares his knowledge every single day on what's happening with the markets, not only with crypto, also with the general markets as well, and different news that is happening every single day. So if you want to be updated, make sure to go and check him out. Kripto by 𝗬𝗫. He is in the pinned comment. Go and subscribe to the channel right away. Not sure if you have some more stuff that you want to share now on the channel.
Yeah, I could just talk about a couple more things before I head out. So we talked about this, we discussed this. So I did want to give a summary as to what Trump actually wants. Why is he trying to essentially purposely crash the markets through these tariffs? So he wants lower inflation, lower oil prices, lower interest rates, less deficit spending, reduced US trade deficit, and less government inefficiency. So the only thing, like, don't get me wrong, I really want the money printer to go on as well, so we just all become filthy rich, and it's, everyone's happy days. All of our crypto and all of our altcoins are just shooting to the moon. But it makes you wonder, with also the Department of Government Efficiency that Elon Musk is running, if, I know he doesn't actually have control over how money is printed and that, but it makes you wonder if there's going to be a little bit of backlash, because they're trying to run things so efficiently. So unless they actually do need to print money, I feel like there's going to be some kind of avoidance there. And this is another thing to consider: bullish, medium to long term. Currently, Trump is in a $124 million loss. If we look at his crypto holdings in particular, you don't think this will bounce back? Guys, come on. At some point it will. He wouldn't just be throwing money speculatively like this. Like, it has an impact on him as well. So I do believe that we will see some kind of reversal, but my opinion is still very much short-term pain, medium to long-term gain, and then perhaps the money printer turns on, or quantitative tightening ends, and then we can see altcoins starting to go up this year, and then we'll have, maybe if the 4-year cycles repeat themselves, we will have the bear market in 2026, as everyone is expecting. But we'll just have to see how it plays out.
Yes, exactly. I was just looking at the comment section now. He is saying that people are seeing that the microphone is not a little bit, it looks like you're whispering, but let me know, guys. I think the volume, we have been doing a few tests, so it should be quite good. And I couldn't agree more, right? He's the first crypto president. He's actually invested in all of these different cryptos, mainly made in US. And we can see he's in a significant loss, maybe not too much for him, but $124 million is a lot of money anyway, even though if you're a multi-billionaire. So yeah, without a doubt, he will be looking to reverse this scenario without a doubt. 𝗬𝗫, thank you very much for joining. I'm not sure if you do have something else to share with the people. Thank you very much for joining the stream. Guys, you know the deal. If you want to know more daily updates, more regarding news, fundamental analysis, make sure to go and check out Kripto by 𝗬𝗫. He is in the pinned comment, okay? Share some love. You're going to see some great value here. Make sure to go and check him out. And thank you very much for joining today, my man.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I'll see you soon. All right, legends. We are going to crack on here with the Bitcoin technical analysis. Now, yes, we're going to go through the lower time frames, analyze very carefully the movements that have been happening on Bitcoin throughout the last few hours, right? Fake pump, somebody says here in the comment section. We have created a fake pump. Let me know if you can hear me, guys, if you can see me. I should be pretty good right now. Let me just double check the volume. We have been doing a few tests here. Make sure to bear with me here, guys, because now we're going to go through the technical analysis. All right, we are good. I think we are good. Let's go. Let me double check here. Right away. We are good. Let's take a look here at the price action, guys. We have many different scenarios, okay? We're going to go through what was mentioned yesterday. A scenario that was mentioned yesterday that I didn't think was going to happen. We basically swept the lows here yesterday. I was looking for the price to maintain as support in this range. However, we swept the lows and we got a bounce, a significant bounce, right? When we take a look at the lower time frame, when we zoom out, this is like just very choppy price action. This is where we need to day trade, right? There's no big major swing trades. I mean, eventually this would be a zone to be interested in swing long positions, not in swing shorts. We are day traders. We look to get into movements of a couple of $1,000, $1,000 to $3,000-$4,000. If we can get into a day trade from that range, then absolutely phenomenal, right? Let's go right away through the local price action. Very choppy, very confusing. What the heck is going on? We are here to find a solution on where are the best trading opportunities, right? Because I don't know what the price is going to do. Nobody knows. But we know the different projections that could happen. Now, let's take a look at this scenario. One scenario that we were talking about yesterday was this one right over here. The scenario that we less talked about was this one right over here. And this is the one that is actually getting the bounce. It's actually forming this kind of price action. So this is where we come to the conclusion of, I don't know what's going to happen. Okay, what different scenario is going to happen? This is one that was interesting throughout yesterday. However, we did lose the previous day value area low. Okay, and if we lose the previous day value area low, I'm not interested in being in a long position. Just like today, I attempted a short position on a scalp day trade. I got stopped out. I'm not interested. We got news coming up. We're breaking above the previous day point of control. You know, not interested. So yesterday, previous day value area low with the 7/8 Fibonacci from this pivot low was a speculative zone to maintain as support. As you can see, we lost the level. I'm not interested in being in a long position here till we actually take out the low. If we take out the low, then this is our next scenario that we can talk about, right? Where we actually form a possible ABC flat. Is this still a possibility where we actually going to sweep up the highs here and then get the corrective move? This is a shorting trade that I am looking at if we create that swing failure pattern. It's not going to be easy. There is another bigger level if we do not create the swing failure pattern, guys. Bear with me here because you need to pay attention, okay? You need to pay attention because we have multiple scenarios that could happen, right? There's multiple scenarios that could happen. But most importantly, it's like, hey, you are talking about 3-4 scenarios that could happen. It doesn't matter. The levels are respected depending on what scenario happens, okay? If we had this scenario yesterday, we were very much aware of the price sweeping up the lows and getting a rally. I do not know when we have this price action over here that if we are going to come down there. But if we do come down there, that is a possibility. Sweeping up the low and getting a bounce to possibly get above $84,500. This is the scenario that we are following, right? So we need to stick to this scenario for the moment till we actually sweep up the highs. Your question right now, are we going to come up right now with the rally that we have been forming today, right? Pretty strong rally, forming consistent bullish CVD divergence, right? I was making the people aware in the Legends trading community, guys, this rally, I am looking for it to top out at some point, but it's very difficult because there is a lot of people shorting the market. We got bullish CVD divergence. That means only one thing. The highs are going to be tested. The highs are going to be tested. The highs are going to be tested consistently. Very hard situation for me to get in a short position. I attempted one short, got stopped out. That is it. We still continue to form bullish CVD divergence. I prefer another range and another level to trade. Okay, so being very, very hard just maintaining this uptrend. Of course, this is not a zone to get into big long positions. If you get into a long here, you're taking profit at the highs, right? There's no big swings to the upside that you can take advantage, okay, looking at this uptrend. If you get in on the retracement, you're getting out at the highs. There's just no more to it, because if not, you're going to get flushed out, right? You need to take a look at scalp longs when you're in this uptrend. I was interested in the short for a little bit more of a swing movement to the downside, okay? But didn't quite manage to catch it successfully. Got stopped out once and then thought, okay, we're probably going to pop out here from this level. Then we did have the news and we got a little bit of a dump, okay? So we're going to talk about what is my next scenarios, right? Because this is not about revenge trading. I got stopped out. I'm not going to revenge or add to position. It didn't work out like I wanted it to work out, right? Because I'm speculating here that we are forming a 5-wave move to the upside, okay? Let me just go to the lower time frame, because this for me was crystal clear that we are forming a 5th wave, okay? Let me just quickly explain these movements. You know, for the average Joe, it's going to be very, very difficult to spot this as a 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 5. This 5 was getting very, very difficult in my opinion, okay? And this could even extend on a 5th wave. It could be an extended 5th wave. Very difficult, forming consistent bullish CVD divergence here, meaning that the highs are just going to be taken. They're just going to be taken consistently. Very hard. I want to stay away. This is not the perfect trading zone for me. So just got one stop loss and then no more trading till we actually get back to a zone that I'm interested. And I'm going to explain those zones right away, guys. It's all about remaining patient. If you don't like the zone, there's no revenge trading. I did not add to the position. I'm not jumping back into a short. If I get stopped out, I'm going to attempt it again. I'm going to add to the position, right? Because you don't know, you might just break out and then you're getting wrecked, right? And we don't get wrecked here. We just acknowledge that it's a difficult zone. I'm attempting a double, triple top. If we just get that volatility breaking out, okay, very difficult zone, I'm just going to stop, okay, and analyze the situation and come up with other different levels and scenarios where I would be interested in taking a trading setup, right? This is very important. Sometimes, you know, when you like a level and you understand that a potential pullback, because I understand here, guys, that a pullback really looks imminent, that we could be getting a nice little pullback here. And there is a very interesting zone that I'll be analyzing very, very carefully. That is the point of control of the range, right? Let's just get this out of the way. Let's clean up the kitchen, right? Point of control of this range of the last few days. The highest volume node, there's a lot of volume, of course, in this area, but the highest one is where we do have this consolidation, which I am considering here your wave 4. Very classic zone for the price to come back down to, okay? The question is, will we hold this level as support and potentially get a rally? We might not even come down there and we continue pumping. Like I said, this movement is getting very, very complex. Ideally, looking at the analysis, looking at on how we bounced all the way up here, we are hitting value area high. We've already formed 5 waves to the upside throughout today. It would make sense to get a corrective move or maybe an impulsive move to the downside. I'm leaning on the correction, get a 3-wave structure down to the strongest level of support that we have locally that was managed to be broken today. So there's literally looking for a swing failure pattern of these lows, right? A liquidity grab from these lows. If we do get down there in the next coming hours, that would be my next level of interest. And there is a nice explanation, easy to understand, that why would I speculate in a long here? We're rolling over. This does look bearish, right? Just that like this. This is looking bearish. I don't want a long here. Well, this was a scenario that we talked about yesterday on the stream. If we start breaking down previous day point of control and the 7/8 Fibonacci from this pivot low to the pivot high, if we start breaking this area, I am not interested in any long positions between the 7/8 and this low and the previous day value area low, right? We're looking for this low to be claimed, because if this scenario does not happen, which was this one right over here, if we do not hold that zone, then what I'm looking at is potentially this. Sweep up the lows and then get a pretty decent bounce, you know, and potentially breaking out $84,500 that we could be seeing in the next coming hours. Let's go through this scenario first of all, guys, because this would be a WXY, okay? WXY, where your X wave has also formed a flat. This is incredibly rare scenarios that happened. This flat was absolutely epic. I did manage to long this flat structure. This was a really nice bounce that we had just a couple of days ago. We did talk about this on stream as well. This one I didn't catch to long it. Okay, this was late last night, you know, just wasn't trading, but I would have been interested in looking at this consolidation based on this scenario that we mentioned yesterday. So, okay, what if we do break out? What if we do break out here to the upside in the next coming hours and we start claiming above $64,500? It's going to be looking very damn interesting here, guys, because I do think that the price could form a liquidity grab. It could form a liquidity grab and could roll over. It's going to be looking a little bit difficult, guys, because there is a bullish case without a doubt, right? Bullish case scenario. There are a few, but it's looking at this as a corrective move, right? This is the correction. That's it, guys. This is bullish, right? We got a pump with a multiple waves here. You could count this as a five waver, not the best looking one. Okay, a little bit of a kind of a contracting move right over here. Not the best looking one, but I would have to say it's a valid count. It's a valid count for the bullish case. Okay, we are heavily downtrending still. So we are interested in short positions, but they need to be at very specific levels, okay, of resistance. And we need to back it up with analysis, right? With technical analysis. So let's go with a bearish case. Let's go with the bearish case, WXY structure here, right? Where we formed a zigzag here to the upside. In your W, we formed a flat here in your X. And now we're forming another flat in your Y, which is extremely rare, okay? We talked about it was rare yesterday. For the moment, we are following the steps of the speculation, right? We're speculating on this scenario that could happen. For the moment, we are following those steps. We roll down to the lows and we're getting the bounce. And the target zone is sweeping up the highs of yesterday, right? Literally sweeping up the highs of your A wave. I want to know the target zones of a possible flat. Where is the target zone? The easiest way to speculate on this is that you form a swing failure pattern from the local highs. So you get above it and you get the rejection, right? That would be the easy case. You get above the highs here from yesterday and you create the swing failure pattern. That is definitely an option, guys. It is definitely a possibility. However, let's talk about extensions from a flat target, okay? What extensions from a flat target? Well, it's just like this flat right over here, okay? This flat that was formed the last few days, right? You can see from this high, you come down, right? Then you sweep up the highs of your A wave, the start of your A wave right over here, okay? And then you come back down to sweep up the lows, and then you come back up. It's a liquidity game. This fake outs to the upside, fake outs to the downside. You literally sweep up liquidity from the highs, and you sweep up liquidity from the lows. Expanding flats are very, very common, okay? They are very, very common. They happen all the time. They're great to trade. If you long here, got into a very nice long position here, and managed to ride this wave to the upside. Fibonacci extension to understand, hey, where can your C wave finish from this flat? Where can it finish? Most commonly, you form an expanding flat. Okay, the expanding flat is the most common one, which is hitting the 1.618 extension from your A wave to your B wave. Okay, how do we calculate that? Well, we get Fibonacci extension tool here. We grab it here, second tab on the left, Fibonacci extension tool. From your A wave, the start of your A wave from here, whoop, all the way down to your A wave, to the top of your B wave. Look how we did hit the 1.618 extension to perfection. 1.618 extension right over here. Bang, bang, bang. 1.618 extension. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. That got the bounce, right? It's the most classic flat target where you are going to get a bounce. The main reason why I'm explaining this, guys, is because we want to fast forward to the price action of today because we are speculating on that scenario to happen right over here as well. Sweep up the highs. Let's see how this can extend, which is the important level that we are looking at. It is the 1.618 extension, baby, just like right over here. So let's try and come to the conclusion on how far up this leg can go on this potential WXY speculation, right? Let's take a look at that right away, guys, here. And we're going to take a look at the Fibonacci extension right over here. From the start of your A wave to the upside, to the lower part of your B wave. And there we have it. We have the 1.618 extension, which is the most common, okay, target zone for an ABC flat. So it's pretty far away from the local highs. We want to be a little bit careful with local double tops because this is a zone where the price can break out. I would be extremely cautious in getting into a swing failure pattern in this zone. It does look like that the price wants to squeeze out a little bit higher. This is a danger zone, and the most common flat is the expanding one, which is reaching the 1.618, just like this one right over here. So do we have any big confluence, right? This seems like a level that's in the middle of nowhere, right? Can we trust the $85,830 level? This zone has to be treated as a level of, you know, just like a swing failure pattern. We tap the level. If we maintain above that level, we do not short. If the price taps the 1.618 extension and we already start trading beneath the level, it's a sniper short trade. You get in like a sniper. The moment you get rejection, you get in and you put your stop loss above the high. There's no more to it. Just the same as this one right over here. If you're speculating on this ABC flat, you tap the 1.618, you start trading above, you sniper, your stop loss is beneath the 1.618. You're getting into this rally. If we do get up there, we are treating this level, okay, as a rejection point. We do not reject from it, we go higher. If we reject from it, then we look for the short stop loss above the high. So 1.618 extension from ABC flat, right? Hold on a second, my bad. Right, we're going to put that level because we want to clean the kitchen here ever so slightly. Interesting level. I want to know if that 1.618 extension right over here is very, very interesting confluence, right? Because we're speculating on a possible flat scenario here. Let's take a look. Price is pumping. Let's go. Lots of people speculating on a fake pump. This is a dangerous zone, guys. Like I said, I'm out of the trade. This is no zone that I want to say, we need a reverse. We need a reverse. I'm going to jump into a short again. Oh, I'm missing the short. No, guys. When you realize that you've had that volatility, I do not want to speculate on the short right now. We had an attempt. If we do not pull back successfully, I am not getting in. This is why you need to be very, very strong with your rules. And I have new levels. I have another, different levels to get into a trade. I don't want to trade this zone right now because it's a big fat mess. Massive uptrend volatility. Can this be the fifth wave finish, or is the fifth wave just going to extend? We're just going to get a parabola here out of nowhere. I understand that that could happen. I'm not interested. right? I'm not interested. And I know a lot of people are going to be interested in more in shorting because the people are saying it's a fake pump. It's a fake pump. This fake pump could get to 85, 86K. Okay, not interested. This is a dangerous zone to get into a long position after this kind of price action. This is a dangerous, dangerous area. There was one attempt that I had today, got stopped out. I ain't going to dance around here with the price action. We either correct down, interested in the long, or we pump out of this area and we look for different levels, okay? This is a zone that it's been destroyed. I'm not interested in trading this area no more. I want the price to get out of the zone, which it does look like it's going to do so. So we are just about, we're popping, guys. I don't know what's going on. What's the S&P 500 doing? It is, we are moving to the upside. We got Michigan sentiment today. We got a bit of news coming out today, which 57.9. I mean, I'm not sure what this is, but we did get a dump on the news. And now price is pumping. Not interested, guys. You know, I'm interested in looking at shorts, also longs, but here, no way, Jose, till we actually sweep up these highs. Then we're going to analyze very carefully. I think this double top scenario is a little bit dangerous. We do have one bullish case scenario to take into consideration. It's just watching the price action do its thing. This is getting a little bit overextended. This might be an extended fifth wave. We might extend a fifth wave here, which is rare. It is rare to see, but it could definitely happen. An extensive wave 5 is looking at your wave 1 to your wave 4. This is looking very interesting. It's very rare to see, but it does happen when you do find 5 waves with an extensive fifth wave. Okay, there's no doubt in my mind that I do see this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and now the fifth wave. You probably had the first wave of your fifth one, and it's just going to be an extensive fifth wave. How to calculate the target zone of an extensive fifth wave here is also looking at Fibonacci extension, and you need to calculate your entire wave 1, 2, and 3 to the end of your wave 4. And yeah, the 1.618 is getting very close to that 1.618 extension of your ABC flat. This could be an epic rejection zone, okay? They're not quite together. Almost, though. They're almost together, very close to each other. Well, this is going to be a very interesting area. And it would make sense because an ABC flat, your C wave, needs to be a 5-wave structure. You might think, what is going on here? We formed 5 waves already, haven't we? What was this, the correction? Was this the ABC correction right there? We're just going to pop out very aggressively. It's looking bullish, guys. What can I say on the short term? Very shallow pullback. I would say that we're still in the fifth wave here, very possibly. We're possibly going to pop out here a couple of $1,000, guys. Very, 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 very risky area to get into any shorts. Like I mentioned, I'm in no short positions. We're building up here the level, guys. We're building up the confluence. Let's put the extensive fifth wave target zone here. Fibonacci from your wave 1 to your wave 3 to the end of your wave 4. Okay, and let's mark that level as fifth wave extension. 1.618. We're popping out here, legends. We're moving up. Yeah, not too interested here as the price is breaking out. Looks like it wants to break out successfully, okay? Like I mentioned, no shorts taken. I'm in no short positions. I attempted a short. I'm in no shorts at the moment and missed the long position from lower. 1618. Fifth wave extension. We need to mark those levels right away. There we go. It's a possible fifth wave extension right over here. Ooh, this would be a massive short squeeze, pumping another extra $1,000 from current price levels, right? Almost $2,000. It's going to be any shorters out there could get squeezed out. They could get squeezed out. I'm in no shorts. I'm out of the market. I'm out of the market until we hit my next levels of interest, which we are building up here together, legends, okay? Whew. Now, you might think the bullish case scenario, which is very disturbing, I don't like it one single bit, but it could be the case that we formed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there, and this is your ABC, right? This is why I want to be very, very cautious right now, just in case the price pops out and it does reverse and we start pumping several $1,000s here, okay? Very, very risky. Very, very risky looking at the downtrend to continue, right? Because we are downtrending, but we swept the lows. This is a dangerous zone where the price could really pop out, guys. Okay, so anybody that's interested in shorts, such as myself, okay, day trade shorts, want to be extremely, extremely cautious, right? Next thing is you pump. Oh my goodness, we're breaking out. And then you start dumping, right? And everybody's like, oh, you know, it did look bullish, but it got rejected at certain levels, right? So, I mean, let's take a look here at this zone. I mean, this is where we do have the high volume node. It would be really nice to actually sweep up these highs, to be honest, right? Get above that consolidation. We're talking about 86.5K. I'm not sure if the price will manage to get all the way up there. When we take a look at the volume profile, that is where we do have the big volume, okay? That's where we do have the big volume. That's where we do have the big volume. Let me know, guys, if you can hear me, if you can see me. I'm going to go through the comment section right away. That's where we do. Okay, let's go. Yeah, we all good. We all good. The highest volume node of the last couple of weeks after this one, which we are attempting to break, is right over here. 85.8 to 86.6. We got many reasons to believe why this could be the resistance area, the rejection zone for Bitcoin. We just ever so slightly tapped the highs from yesterday. Not interested here, to be honest. Very, very aggressive short. We want to be very, very defensive. I think we could break out. But we can see here how this high volume node, you could say that's an order block if you wish. This is the interesting area for the price of Bitcoin for rejection. And it would make sense. You would have a little bit of a three-wave mover here. It would be looking corrective, in my opinion. I am speculating on that WXY scenario, where we are forming a flat in your Y. Let's see. It's going to be looking very interesting. Just want to take a look at the local price action right now, because we just tapped the highs, formed a little swing failure pattern. I got to say, I'm not interested. I am personally not interested. You could have sniper traded that level. Okay. You could have, you need to be a sniper. If you're not a sniper, I'm not in my trading hour right now because I'm doing a live stream and I'm taking a look at other stuff. We just tapped that level. I mean, I'm kind of not interested, guys. I'm not interested in this swing failure pattern. I do see the price action breaking out. I do see the price action breaking out from this zone. So I'm not interested in shorts here. And longs, unless you're in long positions from lower, very difficult long position. This one after the news event. Most of the people were bearish in the comment section as we were getting this dump. I was saying, I'm not doing anything, guys. I'm not shorting or longing this area. I've already had a short attempt, had a quick little stop loss. We got the dump. I'm not FOMOing into this rejection. People that FOMO'd shorts here are getting wrecked right now if they're not managing risk. I can tell you that. People might be adding to their shorts or something. You are in extreme danger right now if you're doing this kind of trading. And I can see most of people have been bearish throughout the stream in the comment section. Fake pump, I told you, fake pump, we're going to roll over from here. This is a zone where shorters are going to get wrecked if you don't manage risk, of course. I shorted, I got stopped out here. That's it. I'm looking at other levels. I'm looking at other interesting levels to take into consideration. This has been a difficult range. We had a bit of news, a dump in pump. Very, very difficult price action here regarding trading, at least with my style of trading. I prefer to stay away. And how many people did get into a short position? Because I did read a few comments saying, I told you it was a fake pump. We're going to roll down from here. We ain't going to take out the highs. We are taking out the highs, and I'm not even interested here in an SFP from this zone. I think the price could pop out to higher levels, and the levels of interest when I'm going to start interested in analyzing the local waves is at 85.5. And if we break 85.5, you know, possibly looking at 86.5, right? Where we do have the highs right there. Basically, it would be a great swing failure pattern zone. Let me just double check here with possible target zones if we are looking at this still as a possible WXY, right? To see if the Y target zones do match. Because we're looking at the 1-to-1 extension to the 1-2-3-6 extension from the pivot low here to the pivot high. I'm considering this the high. This is what is looking interesting. 1-to-1 extension. You know, I'm considering this one wave, considering this the X wave. So extension is this high and this low. And now the possible flat, which is going to be an expanding flat. Regardless, we don't need to get to the 1-to-1, but the 1-to-1 is actually above these highs. Let me take a look at the bullish case scenario for a regular ABC scenario, because an ABC is possible. Okay. Why is an ABC possible? Well, because you have a 5-wave move here, a very ugly 5-wave move up, and then you have an ABC, right? So you're looking at this to be an A wave and a B wave, just the highs and the lows, keeping it simple. So let's take a look at extension from the lows to the highs to the lows here. Yeah, we're very, very much very far away on the 1-to-1 extension. 87,800. Don't think we're going to manage to reach up there, but you never know, guys. You never know. People still saying that, you know, we are in a bull market, you don't short Bitcoin. So we want to be very, very cautious on shorts now based on a possible reversal. 85.5, that is where I'm interested. Very, very difficult zone, guys, to get into a short here. My goodness. Dangerous, dangerous area if you're speculating on an SFP right now, just because it would make sense for a time for a breakout. It makes sense for a breakout. So, you know, I would rather say I missed the short position if we roll down from here. Just like I said, I missed long in here, this speculative scenario that we mentioned yesterday, right? I didn't get into this long, guys. Even though this was something that was talked about yesterday, we could sweep up this low and get the reversal from here, which we are right now and testing the highs. So I didn't long this, guys. It was too late. And yeah, just didn't manage to jump into the long, just like the one here that we had on Wednesday. Did manage to jump on this one, but not on this one right over here. So yeah, not really interested. I would really want to see a liquidity grab. Let's take a look at the liquidity that we do have above us here. Whoa, we're building up a lot of liquidity beneath us. Yeah, it does make sense to get that squeeze up to 85.5 and even 86.5. Look at the amount of liquidity that we do have above us, guys. It's absolutely crazy. I think a pump of $1,000 would make sense just because of the amount of liquidations that we do have above us. Yeah, we still have a lot of liquidity here. As you can see, I hope my head is not in the way here. Lots of liquidity here. To the upside. Would make sense to pump. Yeah. Another extra $1,000 to $2,000. It might even absolutely destroy the levels, guys. We are pumping, baby. We are pumping. And this pump could get aggressive. We're just sweeping up that liquidity. We're going to have to be refreshing, guys. And, you know, I'm going to give a chance for a full-on reversal if the price does pump several $1,000s. Let's just zoom in on the higher time frame right now, because I think it's very important to take into consideration local levels. Yeah, I mean, the highest volume node is literally where we have the consolidation of last weekend, right? Ooh. Let me know, guys. Are you in longs? Long positions? Let me know in the comment section, guys. Did you long? Did you short? But a lot of people were suddenly bearish just about an hour ago on the stream. It's a fake pump. I knew we were going to reverse. I'm like, oof, you know, stay cautious. Stay cautious. I do see the price action breaking out from the highs of the last few days. So we are breaking out. We are breaking out. Not interested in a short here, even if we swing failure patterns. Was not interested, guys, when you realize that the price is ready for a larger move. You're just not interested in the shorts. Let me know in the comment section, guys. I'm going to read the comment section right away. I do think that we can pump another $1,000 easily here, guys. We can pump another extra $1,000, in my personal opinion, because of the amount of liquidity. Based on the analysis as well, it does make sense that we are going to extend a little bit higher. Yeah, it would make sense to extend here, this breakout. Let's go. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is not to laugh, guys. I'm letting you know. 187% unrealized in long position, baby. Oh my goodness. Vamos, says Alberto Fernandez. Long from 80,200, brother. Absolutely awesome. Long from 80,000. Wow, absolutely awesome. I missed out on long in here from lower levels. I actually attempted a short today and got stopped out, but that's okay. But I had some very, very successful few days of trading and missed out on this scenario that was mentioned yesterday, which is also kind of in the formation on the extreme bullish one, which would this would be a much larger ABC or a 1, 2, 3. Okay, where you're just breaking out here. You're just going to continue rocking. It's much better to see the price action stop, get a consolidation, and analyze the internal waves to detect that the price is getting a reaction and it can reverse. Anybody that is trying to short this pump, we are breaking resistance. Yeah, you know, this is a moment where shorters can get wrecked, guys. Can get wrecked. Somebody said in the comment section, the day that I shorted, it went against me. Pray for me. So Zane, you're saying pray for you. So that means you are still in the short position. My man, I'm in no trades at the moment. I attempted the one trade, got stopped out. Very, very shallow stop loss. I didn't like the zone. I am waiting for another area to look for a short or look for a long, which we did not get the pullback. So obviously I missed out on this long. There was just no long trade to be taken on this pullback. I needed a little bit of a corrective move, get down to a solid level of support on the chart, which was the point of control. Well, yeah, basically point of control of this range, which was sitting right over here. This was the zone of interest. So yeah, right now it's going to be a little bit complex, guys, I have to say. Let's analyze the very, very low time frame. My goodness, we are shooting off. Yeah, you know, I know that this could happen. You know, if we do reject very aggressively from here, there's no quick short here. I need to see a sign of weakness. Trying to short this pump, you know, is just absolutely suicidal. There's no proper risk management. There's no stop losses. You know, I would really, personally, myself, I'm explaining my strategy here. You know, I'm staying away from shorts. I'm not interested in long in here eventually, right? We're just breaking out from a resistance zone that could very much be a fake out. This is a no trade zone. This is, you know, this is a no trade zone. What could happen is that you smash out the level, you continue pumping a few $1,000s. It makes sense. There is lots of liquidity, short liquidations. It makes sense that we could pump another $1,000, $2,000. I am not interested in the short. I'm not interested in longing because we're just breaking out from a resistance. And I'm very much aware of the fake outs that we do create, right? We create a fake out here. Oh, it's breaking. Boom, back down. We're faking out from the low. Oh, we back down. This is why we need to get some levels of confluence. And until we hit those levels of confluence or different projections, right, that could happen, and be ready at the reaction at that zone. I'm interested in shorts, but I'm not going to randomly enter a short right now, understanding the amount of liquidity that we do have above us. If we do continue pumping, we need to get some reactions. I'll explain where I would enter a short position. Only if we do reject from here very aggressively, getting back inside of the area, and then eventually I would consider this as a first initial wave to continue to the downside. I need that wave, and then I need the bounce. I need the price to get back inside from the highs, and then the bounce. I'm going to be analyzing the bounce. That's where I want to get in. Form bearish CVD divergence, pure sign of weakness. I don't mind catching the high here for the short. You know, this is no zone to enter any trade, in my opinion, either longs or shorts. There's no risk management plan that I have behind this, so I'm not going to trade it, right? And if I don't have a good risk management plan, I just won't trade. I would want to see the price action do what I want it to do, right? First of all would be get the first initial rejection, right? So for the moment, this Y flat, which was the just imagine that we do reject, guys. This scenario that was mentioned yesterday, which was the not preferred scenario, would be the one that is playing out, right? Claim the lows, claim the highs. I'm going to be a little bit skeptical on this for the moment, just because we're breaking out the resistance and we could be pumping to higher levels, right? I'm going to give a little bit of advantage here to the bulls because they're just breaking out. And they, you know, this could pump another extra $1,000 to $2,000 in the next coming hours as we do have that liquidity. I mean, the liquidity is there. We can see it. We need to refresh this as we are pumping to see that we are sweeping up that liquidity. Let's take a look here at that liquidity. Oh, my goodness. Shorters are going to get squeezed out, guys. They're probably going to get squeezed out. Who's in a short position or looking to short or in shorts or adding to their short positions? Dangerous moment, guys. Dangerous. Everybody go long. Come on, guys, says Harry. Solana too. Are we getting altcoins pumping? I mean, the stock market is pumping. Stock market pumping. DXY dropped. Let's take a look at Solana. Are we back, guys? Is this the moment to say we are back or not? Solana's pumping. We are back, right? When you do take a look at the 1 hourly time frame, it's pretty interesting because, oh yes, baby, we are back. Look at this pump. Crypto's back, baby. Bull market resumes. And then you go to the daily time frame and then, yeah, then the pump has been not too much, right? Definitely on a lot of altcoins, it is time to accumulate, right? It is time to accumulate. It's gone viral. This guy is such a clown bear. Get the fuck out of here right now or I'm going to kick you out, okay? Get out of here. If you're going to be clowning me, get the fuck out. Let's go right away and continue through the comment section. Excuse my language, guys, but, you know, I can't have anybody here, you know. You get the deal, right? Let's go and continue. Looking for a short, says 𝗬𝗎. Kick it. Let's go. Far Art channel. I just joined. What the fuck? Andy, look at Ethereum. Why is it broken? Ethereum is lagging behind. You know, I do think that Ethereum eventually will get into an epic recovery, guys. It's just a matter of, you know, Ethereum is pumping ever so slightly. Tested the lows of this range. If you are thinking to have some crypto, cheap Ethereum, based on accumulation, Ethereum below 2K is great to spot buy. There's no more to it, guys. Right? Whoever bought the hype, it happens all the time. Everybody's, you know, screaming around, right? And, you know, like chickens with no head running around. This is the moment to really start aggressively DCAing. 1.8K, 1.6, 1.5, bring it on. If we get down there, it is time to buy. Ethereum is the most solid, decentralized blockchain network out there, which thousands of projects are being built on. This is a complete shakeout, all right, in the bull run. This is the moment to be aggressive, guys. Then we'll be happy once the market recovers. Ethereum will recover in the future. There's no doubt about it. It's the most proven, solid, decentralized network where you can build smart contracts and dApps and everything. Okay, so yeah, overall, all of this shakeout noise, this is the best zone to buy up, guys. Okay. So let's go right away. Your true followers know that you are the real deal, says the crypto legend. Thank you very much, my man. Yeah, just, you know, we got some new people joining that like to hate on different, you know, influencers and people that, you know, say that they do talk technical analysis. You talk shit on my channel in the comment section, I'm going to face you, my man. And, you know, I've got a very long proven track record that you are not going to, you're not going to spoil, okay? It's very likely new people, okay, that are, you know, commenting here with bad comments. BlackRock is buying. Yeah, BlackRock is buying. BlackRock is buying. Donald Trump is buying. Like 𝗬𝗎 mentioned, Donald Trump's holdings are in the red. I think he's not going to make that last for a long time. He will come with some strategy to pump his own bags because he's actually in a loss from all of that crypto that he's been buying the last few weeks, right? So there will be some kind of strategy that he comes up with that is going to be pumping the crypto space. Bitcoin pumping. Missed out on these day trades the last 24 hours. Missed out. Got into a very good short position here with this wick. We did move down very nicely. We didn't hold the previous day value area low from yesterday. And we moved down, and this was another scenario that we were looking at. Sweep up the lows and get the bounce to get above 84,500. Not sure if anybody got into this long position. I missed out on my own analysis, different projection, which was this one. And wow, this is looking very interesting. I think, you know, we can squeeze another extra $1,000 here, guys. This is a dangerous zone to look for a short. I have to say, you're just breaking up the highs. We don't have big major confluency, if I'm not mistaken, until we get to 85.5K. We have no daily levels. Let me take a look at the previous week and previous monthly levels here with you. Yeah, previous month close was the one that, you know, we closed previous month at 84,000. $84,260. That was the level of resistance. Previous month close was acting as resistance the last few days. And now we're just breaking out for the moment, still pretty successfully. There's not much resistance levels that I do have here on the chart. Let me just double check here. The daily levels. Daily level was, we had a daily level that was broken. No weeklies. We have literally no levels of confluence here in this area. No naked point of controls. No nothing. We have really not much resistance above us, guys. And this is eventually why the price is managing to break through pretty easily, right? And continue the momentum. Not going to be an easy short decision. I'm just going to let the price action develop. We need to wait for a sign of a reaction. This is still a scenario that I'm leaning on. Of course, your 1.618 extension would be your first sniper short. I would sniper short once we get up there, guys, because I do believe that hitting that 1.618 extension from this move at 85.9K, just like this one, guys. This is a projection that we mentioned yesterday, and this is a rare scenario where you do form a flat here and you form another flat right over here. It is a rare scenario, but regardless, we would take it into consideration. So let's see if we do get up there. And it's the exact, hang on a minute. And it's the exact level. $85.9K, basically. $85.9K. We're going to get up there. We are heading that way. So it's gonna happen. We got that liquidity being swept up. We're getting the liquidity sweep up. So it's up only, guys, for the moment. We're breaking resistance. And we need to pump another extra $1,000, in my opinion. So we're just going up. We're just going up. No shorts to be taken right now. Is a moment to be patient. Moment to be patient till we actually hit some levels and check the reaction. That liquidity is being swept up to the upside. We still have a bit more. Still have quite a bit more. Let's take a look at that liquidity here. We need to refresh this as we are just sweeping it up. Sweeping it up, baby. Let's go. I am currently today in this stream in no trade and no trades, guys. And actually not interested. I don't want to FOMO long here. And I want to be very careful with the shorts, okay? Realizing that this could squeeze out. And then we have the bullish case scenario. It is a dangerous, dangerous area because the bulls have a chance. They have a chance right now based on the three-wave move that we had here. And there is a possible count on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. And I do not want to believe that this is a third wave. We're just going to have to let the price action go. Anybody that is in long positions from lower, I would start taking profits at these different scenarios that could happen as mentioned. Okay, but I would hold on some of the longs without a doubt just to give the bulls a chance. You know, what if this is a 1, 2 and this is a third wave up and this is just going to start popping throughout Friday, right? We get Friday finishing very, very bullish and pumping another extra few $1,000s. You know, if you're in a long position from lower, without a doubt, I would take profits, but leave some open. Leave some of that trade open without a doubt. But yeah, this is the moment where people are going to get excited. It's going to be very, 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 very difficult right now. I'm just realizing the extension here as well, guys. If this were to extend, if we just continue pumping and pumping and pumping, these lower highs are going to be very interesting. That's where we do have the highest volume node when we take a look at the volume profile, okay? This is going to be a big resistance level regardless. It's only $1,500 away. High volume node right over here, sweeping up these lower highs. It could be a swing failure pattern level. I would be very, 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 very cautious. Just understanding the danger of the projection, okay? Somebody said, the day that I short, the day that the price is pumping, pray for me. My man, I'm not sure what kind of strategies a lot of people have here, guys, but the main strategy is to remain patient. And if the price is moving against you and you don't have a proper stop loss, you don't know where is your invalidation, realizing that the price structure, you need to stop and find a new strategy, okay? I hope that you are safe, okay? But no profits, hodl. Hodl, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm not selling any more Bitcoin. I've sold 10% of my entire Bitcoin holdings at 90K and at 100K. So 5% and 5%. People know that, legit followers. It's just to have a little bit of cash on the sidelines, guys. But overall, still holding 90% of all of the Bitcoin that I've accumulated throughout the last 7 years. But had to take a bit of profits here at 100K. I've been waiting for $100,000 for years. So, I had to take a bit of profit, right? But most of the Bitcoin is still hold. And I would consider buying below $76,000. If we break down, this is a moment to DCA, baby. This is a moment to buy back in. Like I said, guys, today I'm currently in no trade position. Closed all of my day trades that I've been ranging here from the last few days. So in this stream, I have no trades. I have no trades open and no projections. I mean, if you are in a long position, I would consider taking profits as soon as we get to 85.5, 86K. Would maintain some of that long position open just to give the bulls a chance. Depending on what reaction we do have here, it's going to be very, very difficult because today, my goodness, the waves have really got me. They've really got me. They've really got me. This is why I stayed away from here. Any shorts or longs. Very, very confusing price action. Would have been nice and easy to get a zigzag move here. Then I would have been interested in the long position, but that did not happen. Guys, remember, I'm in no trades today. If you are interested in trading, you have weeks, guys, which has an incredible bonus down below. Remember that you can sign up just with an email and a password wherever you are, okay? Make sure to take advantage because a lot of people want to sign up to some exchanges just using an email and a password. With weeks, it is possible. You also have 50% deposit bonus. If you deposit $2,000, you're going to get $1,000 in the next 24 to 48 hours. It might extend to 72. They need to verify that. You need to transfer that deposit to your futures account and you'll be getting that airdrop. It's only capped at $1,000, okay? You're not going to get $10,000 if you deposit $20,000, okay? Take advantage of this bonus, guys. Weeks is a great platform. You have the Weeks link down below in the description. The second link down below so you're eligible for that bonus and also for the 25% fee reduction on your trades. This is for experienced traders. Be careful with, you need to know what you're doing and manage your risk very, very careful because people, in this case, like I said, I'm not interested in shorting at the moment. I realize the projection that the price could have. And you're going to have to give a little bit of room and get the price to get one stop, one correction, and then analyze the scenario, okay? I need to give the bulls a chance right now. Need to give the bulls a chance for a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. Gonna give it a chance. Don't think it's going to be the case where we're going to pump to $90,000, right? Especially throughout today. And it's going to be very, very difficult to get into any shorts here. If we do reject from here out of nowhere, it's going to be very, very complex. So the best thing that I would, that I would wait for here is a strong first initial rejection. I need that first strong initial rejection with high volume to get back inside the range and then speculate on the bounce. The bounce is what I want to analyze, which I want to see low volatility. The moment we get large volatility, guys, I stay away from volatility. I stay away from volatility because the price could just continue rocking, right? Pumping, or continue dumping. And where I trade is where I have certain levels, okay, of confluence. We form a range, we form corrections, right? Or bounces. So the best scenario here that I would say for a short position, instead of trying to predict the top, okay, while you are entering the short with no stop loss and adding to the position, which you're just going to get wrecked, right? Because the price might just pump, 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 and pump. That's where people get wrecked. I need a sign of weakness. What would be a sign of weakness here? Just a brief explanation would be getting a pretty solid corrective move. Let it dump, let it move down, let it dump. And the correction would be the moment that I would want to get in for that short position to form the next wave to the downside. That would be the easiest way eventually, right? You're looking at this bounce to retrace to 50% to the 7/8 Fibonacci taken from the high created to the low. That is where you would usually reject to form your next wave down, right? Either your third wave or your C wave, right? If you're going to form a 3-waver or a 5-waver. Sign of weakness, proper rejection. Anybody that is trying to catch the highs on a short, this is a classic moment where people are getting wrecked. And, you know, I understand that because I used to trade like that many years ago, right? It needs to reverse at some point. Let's just jump into the short, right? I'm still bearish on Bitcoin. I told you it was a fake move to the upside. I had people at the beginning of the stream. I didn't read who it was. It doesn't matter. But a lot of people saying fake pump, fake pump, fake pump right over here as we were getting the movement down. And I was letting the people, guys, this is not a zone to do anything at the moment. Unless we form a 3-wave move down, I would be interested in the longs. This is very hard to catch that movement here to the upside. And a lot of people rushing into shorts. This is it. This is it. Very, very difficult, as we did have the news. Very trappy. And somebody actually saying the day that I short, you know, market is pumping, pray for me, guys. You should be out of the trade. You should be out of the trade much earlier instead of trying to manage this movement, right? Very, very dangerous, guys. Make sure to have a plan. Make sure to understand the levels and where you have your stop loss. It is extremely important. This is a very, very difficult skill to trade. And like I say, that when it gets confusing and it gets complicated, it's simple. I do not do anything. I didn't do anything. I just got stopped out on one trade. And I'm out, and I'm analyzing very carefully the next zones that I would be interested in to get into a next trade. Or if we pump and we do not hit the levels of interest, I would wait for the rejection, wait for a big pullback. And this would be the sign of weakness. Get back inside these highs with a strong move down. Let it move down, okay? Then the bounce is going to be pretty interesting. That's where I'm interested in getting into the shorts. I want bearish CVDs. I want a 3-wave corrective structure, right? Probably back testing this high right over here. Maybe a back test is a possibility of the previous month close and the highs that we did form throughout the last few days. And then look for the reversal back down. Right now, it's very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. It does look like, though, that this could be an expanding 5th wave. Very, very difficult way. I mean, we haven't had a proper correction today, I have to say. This is what I was analyzing today. Okay, I was analyzing the price action to form 5 waves up. I did get into one short as we were coming to the previous day point of control. But I was very, very good with risk management here because we were chopping. I'm going to explain the short that I got into today, guys. It's simple. I was looking for a 5-wave move up here to get a correction. I was analyzing this. This looks very 5-wavy. Today's uptrend was just very shallow pullbacks and very shallow higher highs. we were coming to this zone where I was expecting the reaction, which we kind of did, but we just in a very solid uptrend channel. You know, this is the zone of interest to get into the short. I'm looking for double tops. Double, triple tops can be attempted. If you attempt the double, triple tops and you sniper here in this zone, you're getting in at a very high level. You're getting in at a very, very high level, and you can be very defensive. Every time you test the high and you reject, so you get into this high, for example, you get into short here, stop loss is at the high. You move down, you can be very defensive with your stop loss. If you take out the next high, same scenario. You hit the high, you reject, you're short. Stop loss at the high. You move down, your stop loss can be very, very break even. You can get it close to your entry. And then, you know, I got stopped out and I'm thinking, you know, I'm not going to get into this game. Just realizing that this consistent move to the upside, some days it's not easy, guys. Some days are very easy. Some weeks I'm in the zone and I'm like absolutely banging the trades. And sometimes you get stopped out. Today was a stop loss day for me. Based on this region, I need to explain it just for educational purposes, right? And I was interested here in a very large correction to come at least, well, very large. For a day trade, it's a large move. You know, if we move down here, I make thousands of dollars. If we were to get this movement down, but I was projecting the movement down to this area beneath these lows. But the problem was here, there's always problems with trading. The problem with this uptrend is that we were forming consistent bullish CVD divergence. And this is one of the first things I was aware. We're forming more, guys. Bybit, I don't know what's going on with the traders on Bybit today, but they want to short the market. They just want to short. They want to short very aggressively today. And that's literally what happened. There was millions of dollars entering into shorts here throughout the uptrend that we had today, that we were forming consistent bullish CVD divergence. So we were forming higher lows and lower lows on the CVD consistently on this uptrend. There's only one thing that this means one thing only. When you are in an uptrend and you consistently form lower lows on the CVD, it's a very strong uptrend. This is going to continue to form higher highs with high probability. It doesn't mean that it needs to, but it just means that, you know, I was very much aware with this. I said to the legends, you know, I am speculating on a short here, but I am aware of this. Bullish CVD divergence throughout this entire uptrend. This is just going to wick you out. Local double tops, you can attempt them. You can be defensive, but be defensive, right? Don't have a stop loss up here. Don't add to the position, because then this is going to happen. You're going to get wrecked. So it's very, you know, it's very curious about the decisions, because we can all be taking a look at a level, but your experience, your knowledge, and when to stop, right? And when to understand that this range is not the range that you want to trade is very different on every single mind, right? Every person is different. We can talk about, a major level, but if you don't know how to handle it, people, are going to get wrecked. And I'm sure, you can see it with the volume. You can see it with the liquidity. Lots of shorts getting liquidated throughout the last few hours with this uptrend. We can see it on the heat map. There's many millions of shorts getting squeezed out here. It's understanding when you need to stop and stay away, right? Massive bullish CVD divergence forming, and I'm not going to get trapped here with this movement down. I didn't care. Even at the beginning of the stream, I'm saying I'm not going to short here. I would be interested in longing if we do get another leg down. But so many people interested in shorts here. Dangerous, guys. This is understanding where you don't need a trade. And lots of people saying, I told you it was a fake pump. We're going to go down, right? We're breaking already this uptrend channel if you're a channel trader, right? Any random basic analysis out there would say, we broke the channel. We broke the uptrend channel, right? Well, yeah, good luck with that. Good luck with that, because we pumped after breaking the channel, right? So yeah, so many things that you need to take into consideration when you're trading, guys. It's not an easy game. It's not an easy game. So anyway, hope people that stayed safe. I stayed safe with this. Was analyzing the waves, was looking at the price action to really get a reversal from this uptrend, right? It was about time, hitting resistance, previous day point of control, but I understood that consistent bullish CVD divergence is gonna play against me. It's going to play against me, guys. So, I don't want to short as we form consistent bullish CVDs. Screw that. I'm very much aware of this happening. I'm not getting wrecked. I'm waiting for the next scenarios. So anyway, liquidity sweep. Yes, sir. Go pump, pump, pump. I would still be very cautious, guys. We do have this scenario where we have an extensive fifth wave. This looks like an impulsive move to the upside. The question is, this impulsive move can be part of what we mentioned yesterday, a WXY, and we formed a C wave here, baby. And yeah, this is going to start crumbling back down. Very much aware of this scenario, guys. It's very difficult to get into this top because a C wave, yeah, we have the 1.618 extension, which is all the way up at 85,800. That is very hard level. Very, we might not even get there. We might break through the level. We might correct down. So the plan here to get into the short safely, for me, safely with good risk management, is get already that big corrective move to the downside. It's we've been forming very difficult moves here in this range, I have to say. No major big corrections, but ultimately, if this were to be the high of a WXY, the market will get an epic move and will get a large bounce at some point between today and tomorrow. We are going to enter the weekend, so it's just been remaining patient to look at that three-wave structure and then look for the rollover. So it is not a game that I want to play at the moment, okay? Because we're breaking out. This might not be a WXY, and it is the bullish case scenario, which is, we are in the formation of a third wave. This is a one wave, this is a two wave, and this is a third wave on the formation. We are coming into the weekend now, guys. So yeah, the thing is about the weekend is that the volatility stops, right? Volatility stops, and we're going to start forming a range most of the times in the weekend, right? Maybe this weekend is going to be different, and we pump or dump $5,000-$10,000. Usually weekends are very rangy. So if throughout Friday today, throughout the next coming hours, we do get an extra pump, the best level to speculate on a short is sweeping up the highs of the previous weekend, okay? The previous weekend is going to be the zone. Previous weekend highs is going to be the zone where the price will very likely get the rejection, potentially throughout the weekend. That is if we continue pumping. As we are in no man's land right now, because this is no man's land, there's just really there's nothing here that I can rely on based on confluence, resistance, extensions on Fibonacci. There's nothing. I cannot do anything here. We're in the middle of no man's land. What do we do in the middle of no man's land? Nothing. Right? I don't do anything in the middle of no man's land. So the plan that I would have here is to really look at the first aggressive move down. The first aggressive move down, I need to analyze the bounce. The bounce that we have, if it is less aggressive than the movement down, is where I want to analyze the short. Preferably a back test of the previous month close. That would be epic. That's where we did get resistance throughout the last few days. That would be epic. That would be the perfect trade setup, right? Look for the back test. You form bearish CVD divergence here, getting people to long, and then eventually get the rollover back down. So that would be the best trading scenario that I would look for, because right now we're in no man's land. So yeah, or the next one which would be aggressive would be the swing failure pattern from previous weekend highs at $86,500. That is an epic zone. We also have the high volume node of the last couple of weeks, right? Looking at the volume profile here. That is where we have our next high volume node. So yeah, it would make sense to attempt to break this high volume node right over here and reject from it, right? Where you have the previous weekend highs. It's an order block basically, right? You would say it's an order block. So a swing failure pattern from the order block is, the best option here for the short position. That is if we do continue pumping. Right now, we're just in no man's land. It's just in the middle of nowhere. So, I have no trade. I have no trade here. If the price... There is an aggressive short based on the Fibonacci extension of this ABC flat that we mentioned throughout yesterday, which is the scenario that is playing out. It wasn't the preferred scenario, I have to say. Which is... Let me just clean the kitchen here ever so slightly. The scenario that was mentioned yesterday that was not the preferred one, and is the one that is kind of playing out. As mentioned, there is a very valid count here on a zigzag, a flat, and another larger flat to form your Y here. Very, very rare. You don't usually see these on the chart, but it might be the one. It might actually be the one that happens. And an aggressive short, just like this aggressive long that I did manage to get into here very successfully, this movement up, is looking at the 1.618 extension. This flat right over here, which is sweeping up highs, sweeping up lows, as mentioned, anybody new that is joining right now, you take the top of this high to the low of A wave, to the top of B wave, and the 1.618 extension, accurately predicted where the C wave was going to finish. Right? It tapped the level, and that was the tap. Stop loss beneath the low if you want to take an aggressive trade. But obviously, this is a 10-to-1 risk to reward because your stop loss is literally beneath that 1.618. So it's a flat right there. If this is a flat in your Y wave, which is larger eventually, looking at the structure here, the 1.618 extension would be an aggressive short attempt if we do reject from it, okay? Let's get this one off the chart right away because that's a fifth wave extension speculation. But if we're speculating on this ABC flat, and what is interesting about this to be a flat is, this wave yesterday was very three-wavy. This is so three-wavy. It was too aggressive of a movement down. You didn't have a 5-wave move up here. It was 3 waves. So eventually you're looking at this to be a correction, sweeping up that low. This is the projection that we had yesterday, right? So this played out very, very nicely in the end. Sweep up the low and get the epic bounce. Not sure if anybody managed to long this projection that we mentioned yesterday, which was not the preferred one, I have to say, but we did talk about it. If we lose this level, right, which was the previous day value area low, we're looking at this low to be taken. And if we don't form C, then we look for A, right? If not this one, we had a triangle as well, but eventually if you're losing we had a triangle speculation. Eventually, if you lose the levels of support that were mentioned yesterday, which was the 7/8 Fibonacci, the last level to hold from this low to the high, This is a no interesting longs. There's no longs to be taken here. You take the longs as soon as you get down beneath this low and you recover above them, so you can have a stop loss beneath the low and you ride this wave up. There's no level to long. If you lose the level that we were looking for either the triangle or either the this scenario. So if we do not form this and we hold the 7-8 and eventually the triangle is, we need many lower highs and higher lows to talk about the triangle, but it was something that could happen. Then we look at this. This is what is happening throughout the 3 scenarios that we mentioned yesterday. As mentioned, most common flat is the expanding flat, which hits the 1.618, like we did right over here. This high, low, high, you don't need to hit it. You don't need to hit it. But if you hit it, it's a guideline. If you hit it, it's a guideline. The 1.618 extension. It's a guideline. So I'm using this as a guideline. If we get to the 1.618 extension from this speculative flat that could be your Y wave, which is at 85.9K, right? Give or take. You need to really take this, do it properly with the magnet. Yeah, it's literally around about 85.9K. If you hit that level and you get beneath it, that is a sniper trade. This could be the top, right? This could be the top. Just like this one right over here from this flat. 1.618 touch, sniper, stop loss beneath the low. You're getting into this rally. I mean, if this were to be a WXY and you are forming a flat right now, this is a swing trade short position. The target zone from this short, and you can risk peanuts here. You can risk peanuts, is coming down to 76K. So just so you are aware of how you would get into that trade, you can risk peanuts here. And this is only if you reject from the 1.618 extension. But literally, you're looking at something like this. Of course, these are very difficult trades to catch. But it could be the case. You hit the 1.618 extension from this move. And, you're risking this. Depending on how that wick is, of course, above the 1.618 and you get below it. Don't be too aggressive with the amount that you're risking. Risk $1. You might gain $15, right? Just to really, so you can see the risk to reward. These are like very unrealistic trades. I need to be honest, okay? They are unrealistic scenarios. But hey, why not? We mentioned this a few days ago. 1.618 extension and you get the epic bounce. If you put your stop loss beneath the 1.618 extension here, the risk to reward is massive. I mean, I'm just saying, right? We don't need to hit that level eventually. This could be a regular flat where you just literally form the A wave, B wave claims the start of A wave, and then C wave claims the high of A wave. And that's it. Then we start correcting down. I missed the top. But there are other ways to get into this short. Like I mentioned, wait for the big sign of weakness. Wait for an aggressive rejection. The corrective move has to happen at some point. Claiming this low or this low, it doesn't matter. There needs to be a corrective bounce of a 3-wave move hitting 50% to the 7/8 Fibonacci. There has to be one at some point. That is your golden ticket. That means that a third wave could be on the formation throughout the next coming days to get down to $76,000. So you want to be in that third wave, but we need the second wave after the big pullback first of all, okay? So yeah, you don't need to get up there, but it's just a Fibonacci extension, most commonly for the expanding flat. It might not happen, right? If we blast through the level, the best scenario is this high. These lower highs right there, that is the best shot that we do have here for a swing short position. If we do reject stop loss, you can start being defensive with your stop loss, okay? And if we reject from here, we're going to have to wait for the bounce, guys. Like I said, this is a very, very aggressive short the pump. I'm waiting for the bounce. Preferably we back test the highs of the last few days, the previous month close, which is sitting around about 84,500. That is literally the scenarios that I'm looking for here, guys. Not, okay. Let's see right away where we have the previous month close. Previous month close was acting as resistance the last few days, right? When we go to the monthly chart, that is literally what was providing the resistance today, right? You're not going to see it now on the monthly, but we do have February's close, which was acting as resistance on these bounces the last few days, right? We do have it right over here, organized on the chart. This is the blue horizontal line, previous month close. So eventually, a level that has provided resistance, if it is faked out and we come back up, you know it's a proven level of resistance. We could back test that level. That would be a golden short position. Realizing it's a fake out. So we need to wait for that bounce. We're not sure if we're going to hit it, right? But it would be a good zone for a short, just to make you aware of that situation. Guys, remember, if you are interested in trading, Weeks is the deal. I have to say, I've been trading on Weeks for the last few months. It's an only email and password platform, okay? Exchange. You can trade there with just an email and a password, which is absolutely awesome. I know it's very attractive for a lot of the people. Of course, they do have the bonuses as well. You do have 50% deposit bonus. It's a $1,000 cap. I need to explain this because people don't know how to claim the bonus. $1,000 maximum. So you deposit $2,000, you'll be getting $1,000. You need to deposit and transfer that fund into your futures account, okay? After 48, maybe 72 hours, you will be getting that airdrop to increase your capital. So instead of 2,000, you'll be having 3,000, and you can use that for your trading. You'll be having more capital, okay? Take advantage of this, and also the 25% fee reduction, which you do have using the second link down below in the description, guys. Trade on Weeks right over here. Second link, affiliate link down below, guys, where you can claim those bonuses. There's really not much that I can give you in advance here on the price of Bitcoin. Still looks corrective. It still looks like, obviously when you're looking at the downtrend, I know, guys, I am a long-term bull. We just need to be very, very cautious on hoping on a big, massive reversal with the small little pump that we've had, right, throughout the last 24 hours. It still looks corrective. There's still many reasons to believe that it is corrective. We've got the WXY structure. Want to be cautious here. Anybody that's really FOMOing in on breakout trades, be careful, guys. Breakout trading of resistance and lows is not the way, guys, as you can see from the last few days. I would rather short or long the fake outs. Okay, now it's a very tricky moment because we're actually leaving the zone, right? We formed a zone for the last few days and it's leaving the zone. So you're going to give a chance for the breakout here. You're going to give a chance to the bulls. So it's a really no trade zone, guys, for me here, where we at right now. It's either strong pullback, correction, I'm interested in the short. I realize the sign of weakness, we're going down, right? Or come up and sweep up the highs, or I will give one attempt on a rejection at the 1.618 extension on this speculative ABC flat extension on the WXY structure right over here that we mentioned throughout the last few days. One scenario that could happen. We don't need to hit the 1.618 extension. We could reject from here already. It's just a common target, okay? We did have a perfect one here. Will we have a perfect one here? I don't know. Well, if we do get up there, I will have a chance. That it is a level to take a chance on the rejection. Okay? And if we blast through the levels, then up we go, guys. if we blast through the levels, there's no short, guys. Remember, we need the rejection at these levels to enter the position. We need the rejection. People are going to put limit orders and they'll go to bed with no stop loss and they'll wake up with a stop loss or liquidated, right? I'm sorry, trading doesn't work like this. I wish it would. But if you're going to trade like that, you're going to end up losing money, okay? Have your plans, have your levels, and trade based on the reaction of the levels with your stop loss. You know the deal, guys, right? I'm just trying to make people very defensive and obviously have a long-term win rate, right? Long-term win rate. This is what you want in your trading. Not getting too very aggressive. Look at my longs, look at my shorts. Well, yeah, you know. Anyway, let's go through comment section. Say hello to the beautiful community, guys. It is Friday. Rolling over. Very possible. Very possible. Like I said, there's a simple plan here. The simple plan is to get your first initial wave to the downside. To verify that this is possibly the end of the correction. WXY, ABC, right? Could it be that you formed a very strong impulsive move here? Because this is the tricky part right now. We have an ABC flat speculation, right? Over here, completing a WXY structure. Still looks corrective. I'm not buying it just yet, guys. This is bullish and the low is in. I'm not buying it yet. We need to break and have very strong pumps, okay? And then we can be bullish. But for the moment, we're still downtrending. There is an issue here. What issue is that? We have moved up quite impulsively with an expanding fifth wave. I mean, I have to say, I need to give this an expanding fifth wave. If we correct down, is there a chance for this to be bullish and we're going to form a higher low? I have to say yes. You know, there is a chance that this could be bullish, but we would have to see a very clear 5-wave move, okay, in your A wave, 3-wave here, 5-wave move here, very choppy, very slow, and then eventually look at the golden pocket and the 7/8 Fibonacci and analyze that momentum, okay? It needs to be a slow, very slow, look-alike corrective structure compared to this movement to speculate that this would be bullish. I would really lean on the side that if we do lose the highs of today, of the last few days with a big move, that the bounce is where I want to short. The 3-wave structure bounce is where I'm going to be looking for shorts for that next leg down. Whether this is going to be bearish and then bounce, or bullish, right? Where we actually find support. It's a 3-wave structure, or it's going to be bearish in a 3-wave move. I do not know. What I do know is that a 3-wave is on the formation, whether it's 5 waves down or 3 waves. I want to be in that next leg down here. So that would be the best, highest probability scenario on a sign of weakness, right? Get on the bounce of the big movement down that could happen. Legends, thank you very much for joining. Make sure to destroy the like button on your way out. Not too much likes on this stream. It is going to be the weekend. Make sure to chill with your trading. I love you, everybody. Thank you very much for joining. Make sure to chill with your trading, guys. It is the weekend. Spend time with your friends, family, have a drink, chill out. We'll be back with more eventually. We love the volatility. Weekend, I don't think we're going to get much volatility. If we do so, I might jump into a live stream. But those are the scenarios that I'm looking for. Thank you very much for joining today, guys. I really appreciate it. Make sure to subscribe if you're new. You're going to enjoy the technical analysis that we do on Bitcoin on the live streams. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you in the next one.